Hello everyone, this is Ketisha. In this video, I'm going to go through the AQA Combined Science Biology Paper 2 Foundation tier. Question number 3 is on the topic on ecology. A student investigated how the distance from a river affects the number of different plant species. Figure 3 shows a river between two fields. So let's have a look at figure 3 properly. So you can see the river and you have fields either side of it. And you've got three lines labeled A, B, and C. So what are these lines? A, B, and C show the position of three transects. Where should the student position another transect for this investigation? Now, a transect is basically a line. So you could use a long measuring tape or even a rope from one point. You fix it to one point and drag it so that it's actually straight. Or you could just use markers. So the best is actually just to use a rope or a measuring tape because you need to measure it at certain points. So you can see three transect lines. They are asking us to draw an extra transect line on figure 3. So where would you draw this? Now you can see they're equally spaced here. Now what they're actually measuring is how the distance from the river. So that's the river. How the distance from the river affects the number of plant species. So as you go further away from the river, they are measuring the number of different plant species like that. So in three different places. So if you were to measure it in a fourth place, where would you actually put it? Well, you could do another fourth one in between, right? A and B, or between B and C, or you could actually do it anywhere on the other side of the river as well, as long as that line is perpendicular, meaning to the river. So should be at 90 degrees. The line that you draw should be at 90 degrees to the river. The student recorded the number of different plant species at 1 meter intervals along each transect. What piece of equipment should be used at 1 meter intervals along the transect? Well, if you're going to count the number of different plant species, what you would actually use is something called a quadrat. Now, quadrat is simply a metal frame shaped like a square, like that. And there's nothing in there, it's just a metal frame. And usually about half a meter by half a meter. You can get it in different sizes. Most common type is actually by half a meter by half a meter, and you'd simply throw it or place it along the ground, and you could count the number of different plants inside it, and you would record it to find a mean value. So a quadrat is basically a metal frame that we use in biology in field studies. Figure 4 shows the results. So here you have a graph showing the number of different plant species and the distance from river in meters. So as you go from 0 to 6 meters, you can see the number of different plant species is slowly increasing. What is the mean number of different plant species? 5 meters from the river. So at 5 meters, the star that they have put is where the mean number is. Right? So at 5 meters, it is 6 is the answer. Now, why have they actually put a line? That is basically to show when they were counting it, they found that the lowest number that they found was 5 and the highest number of plants that they found was 7. So they found a mean. So you can see the difference. The highest was 6 and the lowest was 2 at 4 meters and so on. That's why these lines are different lines. And now you call these lines uncertainty lines. Now, what is the effect of increasing distance from the river on the mean number of different plant species? So as you increase the distance from the river, the mean number of plant species is slowly increasing. Okay? So as as the distance from the river increases, the mean number of plant species also increases. Now that's the word that they're giving the mark for, the word increases. The minimum and maximum values on figure 4. So here they're actually telling you what those lines are. The minimum and maximum values on figure 4 show the range of results at each distance from the river. Why is it useful to know the range of results? To calculate the mean result, not necessarily you would use the numbers. To know the uncertainty of the mean, that is actually the answer. To show the mode of the results, mode would be in the middle. The mean, uncertainty of the mean basically means, well, we've calculated the mean, for example, at 4 meters, to be mean number of plants to be about 5.6 or 8. But the highest number was 6 and the lowest number was 2. Cows are kept in the fields. Fewer plants are found where the cows often walk on the ground. The number of cows is one biotic factor. So the number of cows is one biotic factor that affects the number of plants. Which two factors are abiotic factors? Now, abiotic means non-living. Biotic means living. So out of these, consumers are living organisms. Light intensity is not something that's living. That's an abiotic factor. Moisture levels is also another abiotic factor. Pathogens are microorganisms, so they're living. Predators are also living. So it is the light intensity and moisture levels. Explain why a decrease in the number of plants across the world increases global warming. Why would a decrease in the number of plants across the world increase the global warming? Well, plants are responsible for photosynthesis. What happens during photosynthesis? They absorb carbon dioxide. Now, if you cut down the trees, if there's less plants, that means the level of carbon dioxide being taken in by photosynthesis goes down. And carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, which causes global warming. So, less plants means less carbon dioxide. I'm going to write the formula. CO2 will be removed or absorbed from the atmosphere or air by photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas that causes global warming. So less plants means less carbon dioxide will be removed from the air by photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. That brings us to the end of question number 3, and I will see you in question number